Hello, everyone. Jeff and Travis here. We want to start off our market update by actually saying thank you so much to all of our clients and friends that have been giving us lots of referrals. It has made a huge difference in this really actually kind of challenging market. So we wanted to, from the bottom of our heart, say thank you so much. Man, we have the best clients, best friends, best family. It is really amazing. So thank you all. Getting started, we wanted to frame a little bit what's been going on in real estate for the last year and a half and kind of where the market's at and what we kind of expect to happen. So
it didn't really go the way that I think many people were hoping for.
Right.
We were thinking, and so was everyone else, that there'd be like 3 rate cuts this year, and so far there's been 0.
Yeah, and independent parties, predicted that the Fed would be reducing rates. So we all expected that to happen, and really none of that's happened. As a matter of fact, by this time, it was like 100% certainty that they thought that it was going to be reduced, but it
hasn't. I mean, inflation has been proven to be tougher to manage than they expected.
Job market's staying strong.
And so they're showing no signs yet of doing a rate cut. Maybe one this year they're talking about, but who knows? We'll see. It's hard to predict. Clearly.
Yes. Yeah, and that's really the Fed's job, is to make sure that unemployment stays relatively low and also curb inflation. So that leads us to the real estate market, where we're at, what's happening in the real estate market. We're going to look specifically at SLO County, although these numbers do reflect kind of as a whole nationwide. But we wanted to start with SLO County. So, in 2021, we had 4,178 transactions in San Luis Obispo County.
Wow.
And last year, we had 2,340.
Yes.
And this year, we're on pace for maybe just a little bit better.
Okay.
Tad.
Great.
Yeah. So really the transaction volume has been cut in half from what we would call like a normal market.
Why is that?
That is because sellers are wanting to sell, but they can't. They're kind of giving up the 2%, 3% money they have, so they can't make that decision. They're like, I don't want to. I don't want to have my payment go up so much and make that happen. I talked to a lot of people that are like, I would love to move, but I'm holding on to this money.
Yeah, these golden handcuffs of a 3% interest rate.
Yeah.
And then part of the issue that we saw over the last couple of years was just the volatility of the interest rates. Going from 3 to 5 to 8 to 7. It's hard to plan and budget when it's so inconsistent. And so at least the benefit this year has been that the interest rates have been pretty consistent around that 7% mark. So at least that's helping people plan and budget for their families a little bit better.
And while it's more difficult for buyers to make a decision to make a purchase, when they do make that decision, they're feeling comfortable with the payment and where they're going to be at as far as like mortgage purchase price and all that.
Yes.
So
and there's kind of a double-edged sword of higher interest rates, right?
Right.
On the one hand, higher interest rates negatively impact affordability. It just costs more to buy a home. The plus side, though, and there's less competition when you have higher interest rates, right?
That's true.
So affordability is tougher, but there's less competition, and actually, the longer that rates stay higher, the more inventory can build.
That's true.
Which is good, giving people options. So the downside of if rates go down, it affects affordability in a really positive way, but it also creates more competition because there's more buyers entering the market. Inventory drops, and then what happens to prices?
We believe,
go up.
Prices will go up.
So the point is, there's no perfect market to buy in. Interest rates are definitely impacting people, but just know that there's kind of a double-edged sword there.
And when you look at as a whole, kind of from even 2008 to now, it's been this market going up, and we've had this big kind of like wave-shaped graph of the number of transactions that have been happening. And so with that, I think you and I were talking, it's like, what do we think is going to happen? There's really like 3 options, Travis.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at 15 years of real estate in SLO County, you see this kind of graph going, every time it goes down, it goes back up, and it goes down a little bit, and then it goes back up. So it's been pretty consistent, but we've had a massive downturn.
And
so 3 things that we think could happen is, 1, it just stays down. And
that's the new normal.
The new normal.
Yeah, that's one thing.
The second is that it bumps up a little bit more, or kind of does like a little slow rise over time. That's another option to get back to what was normal a few years back. The third option is, as dramatically as it went down, it goes up again, and it creates this frenzy in the next year.
Yeah, and I think if that happens, it would be a lot of like people selling second homes, trying to
Mhm.
cash out and things like that. But yeah, we're curious to to hear what you think will be happening in the years to come. And again, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast, tuning into these market updates. We love providing information, and we love that our clients love to listen to it. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you all. Have a wonderful summer. Take care.